Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Yesterday doesn't matter, it only serves as a ladder. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, so make your plans accordingly. Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Grand Rising, today is a new day to start again. It is 5/11/2025. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. In sales, it's kind of weird when you're working on Mother's Day because actually in life in general, you do kind of want to be careful because if they're not a mom, it could actually offend the lady if she hasn't ever had children. That's not really intended to be offensive, obviously, but just indirectly. And that's something that we should always consider. But Mother's Day is it's a nice day. I don't really have any issues with it. If there's a holiday, that's fine. Mother's Day's fine. Everybody should be thankful of their mom. And a lot of good moms out there doing the best they can. And you got to give it to them for that, regardless. So, hats off to all you moms. I love you all. I had another great day yesterday. I'm going to get into my own life now. I'm not a mom. I think we all are, though, actually. I think we all are moms and dads in our own way. That's not to be too woo-wee, but I really do believe that. I think we all have it within us. I'm getting emotional. I didn't want to do that, so I'm not going to. Watch this. See how I pull it back? I got this under control. It's a little watery and blurry right now. If you don't want anybody to know you've been tearing up, then you can't go for your eyes. But, you know, I have to clear myself a little bit. It's okay to get misty. It is dangerous, though, if it's in the wrong circumstances. So you got to be able to get control of your emotions. Can't just go around crying everywhere. So let's get into my life and stay off moms. Turn it into a mom joke. I'm twisted. All right, I had another great day yesterday in my own life, and that's the first 2 weeks I've had in a long time. I'm trying to be careful, but I'm not giving much credence to anything anymore. You want to be careful of announcing that you're having good things going on in your life because I've been afraid. It just seems like as things start to go well for me, I get hit in the head a lot. You know, I'm trying not to tell anybody in case somebody might be trying to hit me in the head. So that's part of it, I think, but I'm over it. I've been hit in the head so many times. I'm kind of like Rocky Balboa. I'm numb. You know, I'm working on my ability to speak. Isn't it amazing how he went from not being very articulate to not being very articulate again? Maybe that's how my life is going to be. I sang Stand last night from REM, and I think it's probably my best karaoke performance that I've had to the date, because I didn't know that I could do the song. And then there's this, I've talked about her in previous videos, and I'm racist, I guess, with my labels. I call her my skinny white girl. She's a skinny white girl is the label for her, and she's got this cool dude that she's with too. So I just want to explain that from the beginning. But anyway, she's very talented and obviously an artist. And I really enjoy the fact that she puts effort into what she's doing with karaoke. So it piqued my interest a month or so ago when I started going there, and she happened to be there. And so I've been going since, and she's just very talented. So I had already sang Under the Bridge. That's what I opened with, and I really hit that song well. But then she sang something, I don't even remember what it was, but she gets these obscure songs that I'd never heard, and then she throws in some pop songs with it, and it's very cool. And so I wanted to kind of have fun with it, and she danced a little bit, so I started to dance a little bit doing Stand. And even though the song is Stand, that's how I dance, by standing. But it really was good, and nobody was expecting it, and it kind of shocked the room. It's a song like that you can kind of pull out of nowhere, especially if you do it right. And so it was just really fun. And then I followed up. She did another song, a Jason Mraz song that just was better than my stand, I think. and, and so then I had to go again after her to follow up. This wasn't fast. There was a lot of singers in between us. And then I did Satellite by Dave Matthews and hit that way better than I expected. I think I could even hit it better. It's a song that you really have to practice, and I've been practicing a little bit. But her guy, who's really cool, he's a musician, and I asked him if he sang at one point, and he was like, "I'm way too fucking cool to sing karaoke, dude." And he is so cool that he can say it. Some guys would be like, "Yeah, you're just kind of lame. You just don't want to get up there and do it." But this guy's like literally too cool to sing karaoke. But so whenever he told me, he was like, I mean, you did Stand, but then that was really good. That made me feel great. So it was a small venue and small situation, plus the Skinny White Girls there. And there's other people that are at the establishment. There's another guy that I've been vibing with that he sings, and he sings really well there as well. And he was on Stand, was like, I didn't really get response after Satellite because I only stayed for a minute or two, and then I was like, boop, and I got out and went home because I'm old, and I'm not old. You got to be careful about what you say to yourself. Like literally, it's a really important thing. Not just like I don't like when I keep saying like either. It's important for me to drive this home though. When you allow negative words about yourself to be said unrebuked, it speaks it into existence. And I truly believe that. So it may seem lighthearted, but don't allow it. And that's also for people in your presence, I think. Like, there's my like again. I want to get likes on these videos. I don't get very many likes. That's why I'm saying like so much. It's a filler word. So maybe I'm not on a good point right now, or a point that's resonating. So maybe I should get back into what I was saying. I really don't love the environment in the bar itself that I got to go sing at. I wish I could be in a better venue, but it's really close and I need to get over it. That's one of the things that as you follow the way more and more, you have to learn to take the good with the bad. And when the good's really good, sometimes you got to withstand some bad just because it's worth it for yourself, depending on what you're doing, or for the people around you a lot of times. And that in itself is good for you. But so just making best of a situation, because it's a situation that you're in and the one that you're dedicated to. I think I'm better doing 3 songs and out, maybe later, but in that venue. That's what I'm trying to say, because my patience can only handle that venue for so long, because there are things in it that are disrupting my peace. But I was going to stay last night after I did, because I was feeling really good about myself. But I listened to what I've been listening to with my life, and I decided to skip out. And that made it even 3 times better, like than if I would have stayed. Because I get to leave cool. Like, what was that guy? He just comes in, sings 3 songs, and is out? And they're like, yeah, I don't know. He doesn't drink? No. He just comes in and he sings. And yeah, so it's kind of fun for me, especially when I really hit the songs well. And it was gratifying. So I was in the clouds, came home, went to bed, and really just woke up to do these videos. I had a nice night's sleep as well. My cats are bonding much better. If you've watched my videos, we're at 9 minutes. This is going to be long again, my long-winded videos. I was encouraged by the one person that was giving me a lot of activity to do 7-minute videos because it makes total sense. But I can't. I like doing them. This is like a diary for me anyways. So really, it's just honestly for me. But it was very gratifying. The entire last 2 weeks, I've been asking for... It's so weird. You just keep going through a monotone type life, the same routine that I have been going through, a couple changes here and there. But I go from, this sucks, I don't know if it's ever going to get better, although I'm trying to show this. So it's more like I'm walking around like this, but I'm really like, this really sucks. I really wish things would get better. And now I'm just like, I don't know if things can get much better. There's some things that could probably screw things up for me. But as all in all, I would like to be more involved. That's what I always revolve back to. So you get this idea of what is my intent. So I'm going to publicly proclaim what my intent is. In my life right now, I would like to find a way on Mother's Day to find a way for me to be a dad. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. But I'm in a bad spot and I'm finding my way through to get there. And I got a lot of time because I've put myself in good health. And I know that the mom in my life is, I feel confident enough with the Lord and with life that the people around my children are taking care of my children. So I have faith in that. And that's really hard to do without worry. But I could waste my worry, or I could transmute it. And I don't want to take away from Mom's Day either. It's Mom's Day. This isn't for me. So this is why only 6 or 7 videos watched. I'm not going to label anything about Mom on the video so that people don't come here. I want to be careful with that too. I'm not trying to it's really important for me, for my message to be real and not be based on trying to monetarily gain, because it completely goes against what I'm trying to do. All right. You've got to get yourself together. You got stuck in the moment and you can't get out of it, but you can by following the way. So the other thing is this other place that's really more convenient to sing the karaoke, which is really lined up. It would have been perfect. But every time I go there, it's all screwed up. And the other big thing is, honestly, there is a guy that hands the mic out that is like the relay guy between the karaoke master and me, or the general public. And quite frankly, the guy don't like me. And because of that, don't care for him. And I don't want to be in an environment where the guy handing me the mic don't like me. So I'm not going to go there anymore. It's the last time, actually. I could feel it. I feel the vibe of it. And I don't care. I'm done with it. I ain't your party, buddy. Go ahead. You have the mic. Run it all night. It really just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I really don't like the guy because he doesn't like me, and I can feel it. And I'm just like, I don't know what happened here, what I did, but I know when I'm standing in front of somebody that's not standing anywhere near me, and I have expletives. I went from crying to putting my foot down. I like the F sound without saying, you can say the F sound without using, there's something there with that F and that K. That K sound is really strong. That's more of that is in that than it is in the, and there's a lot of different intent to that F-U-C-K word. There's actually good, right? But let's get deep and dark, David. This is not G-rated stuff, kids. All right. So anyways, I'm basically like, no. So I'm not doing it anymore, actually. I've just consciously made that decision right now. Until that changes, not doing that. I mean, I guess in a social setting if it's happenstance, but I'm not, that's not a collaboration anymore. I really do enjoy the other two, though. They're going through a lot of struggles right now. That's the other thing, is they've got just such a negative thing going on in their life, and I feel for them. Then I've got this bartender at the other place, though. The reason why I don't want to do more than 3 or 4 songs is because of just the environment, but part of it's led by the bartender in an establishment can have a great deal to do with the mood of the establishment. The bartender is grumpy. The whole bar typically is grumpy. And you're like, what am I to do here? Am I supposed to lift the bartender up? But also there's negative interaction with you. You know how you get the bartender that's grumpy to get a little happier? give her a little money. Isn't that sad? And then she's like, oh, I feel bad now for being a jerk. It's just so sad. The whole interaction is kind of a dumb way we have society set up, honestly. And it's not conducive to following the way. That's why we have so many problems. It's a conglomeration of, I could get deep. I'm not going to do it. Let's move forward. But what I'm saying is negative people running around being unchecked is a huge part of our problem in our society. If you can show people they are doing wrong without judgment, like without being like shunning to them, just kind of witness it. Witness their wrongdoing and allow them to see you witnessing their wrongdoing, and just sit there kind of benign like that. If you can find a way to be like, we're at base level here. Are you doing the right thing or the wrong thing? And you're not even going to be like, I'm not going to judge you either way. You're just there to say, what's your play? And when you get to the point of where I am in my life, I don't even see, there's the blue and the red is the same to me. I look for the people that are intrigued into the purple, honestly, and the gray. Purple and gray. I like it. Where am I at? I get off. I should just read my stuff, because actually the stuff that I wrote is really good. Way better than my conjecture. What I'm trying to say is you just try to present it. It's the whole living your life. That's what I'm trying to say with this religion stuff. That's what I'm trying to reach with people, is you can't just, it's an all or nothing kind of thing, really. Faith is, for true faith, and it's almost impossible. It would be much easier if more people did it, for sure. But that can lead you to unnatural behavior too. So whenever you do something like that, when you can make an improvement in someone's life in a moment, and they genuinely know that it happened, and then they give you gratitude back because they are very like thankful, genuinely, that will lead you, because you're getting that behavior back to you, and it builds you to reinforce it. But that is unnatural sometimes. You'll do really good in this person's life, and this person's just not ready for you yet. But you still do it because you liked it from the gratitude, but you're actually hurting. You're hurting the deal. That's kind of how the way works. It's giving the wrong bum that has alcohol on his mind money. And sometimes you're in moments. That's how I've been trying to deal with the charity thing, because I really think the monetary thing is bad. But giving $20 out of your wallet when you know you're going to have to pay an ATM fee, because you're going to need that $20 later. So you sacrifice $3 of your own money, or $5, whatever the freaking ATM fee is, to give somebody $20 that needs it. That's the real good stuff. But you just don't, you do that because you're called in a moment where you genuinely see somebody in need of $20 and you got it. And there's just no real reason not to give it to them. And you know that it would be in a good situation. But then you keep doing that kind of thing over and over again. Have you ever got a compliment that was so good that you didn't know how to act afterwards? Like they build you up so much that you were just not even sure how to react or how to move forward. Guess what? You got played. Don't let yourself get there, first of all, because it's never you. They're pulling you out of the game face. You were in the moment, and then they're like, look how great you are. And you're like, ah, you shouldn't have told me. There were 4 different men that I talked to in the last moment of my life. So during this last really rough stretch that I was struggling, if we call it a struggle, which ended up probably being, I don't want to emphasize this too heavy, but I keep saying that I'm in the best shape of my life, but I'm not. Keep getting better. And I think that it's going to be exponential for at least the next 10 years. And that could lead to a long, long life. And some people are like very skeptical and maybe the world ends in 3 days. It's the whole thing of the really healthy guy getting hit by the truck, and how healthily I'm not trying to put that into the world. What's a light one? I'm just gonna do a light one. I don't know. I just want to change that a little bit. I don't like the whole hitting by a truck thing. So watch out for trucks. There is an idiom, though, that kept coming up over the last stretch that I noticed. An idiom, I guess, or a saying, whatever it's called. And it was older guys that were kind of giving me counsel in a moment when we were in conversation, or not even counsel, just maybe sometimes it was talking about their own life, but because it was all different. But it was funny. The same saying kept coming out to me. It was, don't be good at something that you don't want to do. And I kept kicking it around in my head, and then it kept coming up from other people, because it does make a lot of sense. Like, we decide we want to get into stuff, and there is this idea that struggling through something does help you because you get stronger. But at the same time, if you're going to struggle at things that are fun and that you enjoy. Don't struggle at stuff that, just for the point of it, there's no real reason. If you want to, there is some to that. The really important thing, I think, about the way and following the way is it's very fluid. It allows you to adapt depending on where you are and what character you're playing. You can still follow the way. But I just find that sentence pretty great. Don't be good at something that you don't want to do. So maybe that's why I want to do this, so I guess I'm not good at it. Maybe, what's the opposite of that saying? Now, like every idiom, it's not always true until it is. That's what I like. That's my new saying. That's my idiom. I'm sure it's already been said before. It's not always true until it is. You literally speak it into existence. I truly think that's true. True. A lot of truth. I always saved... Oh, I'm going to give one away today. I also saved a dog's life yesterday. And I made a little girl really happy. Or at least I helped her learn a lesson, and it was pretty cool. So one of the things that I think is true, another truth, is when you do a good deed that nobody sees, one of those moments that I kind of talked about, where when you build up the gratitude without the anonymous stuff, the anonymous friend, the secret admirer, the unnamed contributor, when you give something away of your time and life and effort and don't gain anything from it, it has a different thing to it than whenever you do it and then you tell people. And they both have purpose. You shouldn't always hide your good deeds because it's important for people to see. But it's dangerous to you. So you should just allow it to happen, to be revealed when it does. But there are moments when I think you can use it. You can plant the deed. But if you plant the deed with no name, it will grow better. And you will grow better. So that's a better way to do good deeds, is nobody knows about it, so you don't keep getting so shiny that everybody's like looking at you. It's easier to do good deeds as a common. So again, this is not always true until it is. So I left the normal place, the karaoke place, that I was going to go sing karaoke with. And then the guy hiding the mic, I was the only one that was going to sing. There was nobody else there to sing. I don't want to be there and be the only guy singing and having this guy walk around trying to find somebody else because he doesn't want me to sing and then bring me back the mic begrudgingly all night. I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to put myself in that position because I already feel uncomfortable getting up there as it is. And it really, one thing I've been doing is when I get into situations, I don't want to be rude about it and I don't want to make any ado. I don't really care, but I don't have to be there, even though I should. Part of me wants to just go in and say, listen, you know what? I could turn this into something if you guys gave me the opportunity, but you're both in the way, honestly. But that would be really rude. Like if you wanted to make this, I could make this like electric here. I could run your karaoke and probably sing one rotation around, and people would start coming to sing. I would guarantee it, right next door. But I got a guy running the mic that's a dick. And then another guy that's really nice, but he doesn't really know what he's doing. He's really nice, and he's going through so many struggles in his life. It's just a bad environment. They had a manager of the bar that left, and it was left a kind of a vacuum there of energy. It had like a hum to it going for a second, but I tell you what messed it up. Alcohol messes everything up, honestly. And it's a bar, so we really should try to figure out a different way to do the alcohol thing. Maybe a little bit more social responsibility, but I don't want to be a jerk. Again, this is not always true until it is. So I left the normal, where am I at? I keep saying stay on target because that's the Luke Skywalker thing. Stay on target, stay on target. I go crazy sometimes in different directions. And now I got 2 cats running around in my house, and this little one is, she's getting more confident. I should have named her Four Socks, but her name was already Sassy. I don't think she's really sassy. She's very serious, honestly. Seriously sassy? So I want to get an electric bike. That's my new intent. I was talking earlier about what my intent was going to be, and then I started crying. My intent is for my kids to just have a great experience. I would like to be in a situation, really, I'm in a great situation where I'm at, where I could be a little better foundation and secure. I know that I've had people tell me that you're not supposed to strive for that because it can be counterproductive. But for me, I just feel like I want to grow in one place and have the ability in this era where you can travel relatively inexpensive, find ways to still be able to, and I think I have. So we're going to do a little experiment. I'm going to do a true experiment, real world experiment. People talk a lot about these fun experiments, and I don't think they truly understand what, should I get into experiments and make this a 9-hour video? So where am I at? So am I going to tell my dog story? Holy cow. So there was a dog. I was walking around. I was walking back to go to this other bar. It's a longer walk. I'm walking everywhere this summer. I do want an electric bike. So I'm walking to the new bar, and a van pulls up, and a lady looks through the van, out the van with the car door window, and there's girls in the car, in the van. It looks like younger girls. There's one girl in the front seat, and the lady's like, "Have you seen a dog?" And very alarmed. And so I was like, going to the bar, and I'm like, "No, I'm sorry, I haven't, but I'll keep my eye out for it." And then she just goes, and I'm like, "Well, you should have, I don't know how to contact you if I see this dog." So that was before I went to the one place. So then I came back home to do something, had a nice interaction with my neighbor, and then came back out, and I was going back to the other place where I got to walk a little further, and I run across this dog. A van is, another car, a truck, 2 young guys had it pulled over on this like weird spot behind an abandoned parking lot. And there was the dog, and it's this really stocky, I don't know what kind of dog it is. I don't think it's a pit bull, and I don't think it's a bulldog. It's somewhere in that bully, it's like a stocky dog, but puppy probably, but big, because it's going to be a big dog. Very friendly too, had a big old tongue, just sitting there, kind of dumb, and had a big red collar on it that was very, good, but it has a little thing, and it obviously got off of that. And I think the little girl is the one that let the dog go, and she was like, that's what was ringing in my ear. So this dog, they have it, and then it runs off to the side, and we're in this weird road area. And what I will tell you real quick on a conspiratorial thing is I would say a lot of these roads with all these weird connections and stuff, they're actually ley lines. And we think that why would they do the road like that? Or because of geographical stuff? It's not. It's because of stuff up in the sky. And that's the reason why those roads are that way. That's a deep one. But anyways, I wanted to bring that in just for the fun of it. But this dog's running around, and it's this weird intersection where there's literally like 5 different ways cars can go. It's not that busy right now, but it's pretty busy. And these people around here people around everywhere just tend to drive bad sometimes. And so anyways, I'm out there. Now I'm concerned about this dog. So I'm just like, I'm not going to make a big deal about this because I want to go sing karaoke. And I already gave up that other place, and I'm still behind time. And so I start following this dog around like, all right, but now I'm invested. And as I follow the dog more, I'm more invested. And its stupid dog is running around in the middle of all this area. And now it knows that I'm following it. So it's kind of running kind of from me, but towards me at the same time, just kind of aware of where I'm at. And I've tried to interact with it a couple times. But there's cars like literally coming. So this dog gets pinned up behind this house. I think people live there, and I don't want to get involved with people. And this dog's in this weird intersection area where the house is on a corner, and there are cars coming, and this grass still high because nobody's mowing, and it's been raining a little bit, and so I'm in the and the dog's pinned up there, and I'm like, man, I don't want to stay here all day. And I'm looking around for this van saying, where's this lady at? So finally the dog comes out of there. I'm like, I don't want to be pinned here. Let's go back that way where that abandoned place was. And I'm trying to get this dog to do that, but he's really like kind of just having fun now. And he's like, all right, this guy's hanging out with me. And he comes around and so gets into this bad spot, gets to the other side of the road, and then starts coming back towards me. And I'm like, no, stay over there. And then there's this car coming from the other direction, and there's a lady that I could tell wasn't even paying attention, and she was going a little bit faster, and it was getting into a situation where the dog's looking at me, and I'm saying, go that way. And he's like coming this way, and there's a car coming this way. So I have to jump in. This lady's not paying attention, but I think I can grab her attention. So I find him. This isn't that heroic, but it felt kind of heroic at the time. So I like just put my action. I'm like a wizard. I'm like, no, to the lady coming in this car. And she sees me and like sees the dog and then slows down. And the dog's still like, it is coming towards me. And I'm like, go. And then I'm like trying to explain to this lady, this isn't my dog. Listen, I'm not trying to be, because that was important to me for some reason in that moment. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she's like, and then she goes, what's going on? And I go, it's a dog, it's loose, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, oh, okay, I hope he finds out. It goes on and plays. So now I got this dog, and and he still don't have a hold of, it's a boy. I figured out it was a boy. I can see if it's a pecker or not. And then grabbed on, that's the easier thing about dogs. You usually can see, and they usually let you know if they're a boy or a girl. So, especially if they're a boy, you grab a hold of this thing collar, and it's a really nice dog. And I got it, and I'm like, now what am I going to do? What am I going to do with this dog? I got 2 cats. I wanted to sing karaoke. I'm rocking around, and I'm like, where's this lady? She could be all over the place. I've been on dog searches before. Sometimes you don't have a clue. You give up in an area, and they don't know if there's more than one person looking. I'm still dealing with this dog, and I'm starting to kind of like the dog a little bit, and we're going along, and then, I don't know, it wasn't that long, about 4 minutes of this relationship with this dog and not sure what I was going to do with it. And she comes up in the van. It's starting to get a little darker out, and I pull the dog around, and it opens the door, and the young girl in there, she's got this look on her face, like laser focus, like she's not paying attention to nothing but that. Get that dog in here, because I think that she might have. Anyways, the mom's there, and I was like, hey, and she said, thank you. It wasn't that big of a deal. Obviously, this has happened before with this dog. So I get the dog in there, and she shuts the door, thank you, and then she goes off, and then she gives me a nice big honk on the way out. Like she didn't put her hand up, but I did. I was like, yeah, have a good day. Because I felt like I did a great deed. And that little girl was just like, Mom. Like, oof. And it was just really neat. So that's a moment that if I held that on forever, because I'll never see that person again, was something that I think just is a seed that's planted that goes on forever, and it doesn't affect me too much. You just have this glow for a minute, and then you go along. But what most people do, and I did, is you go tell somebody because you want to tell somebody how great that moment was. But when you do that, I actually think you give it away. If you keep it to yourself, it just builds, and it's better for everyone. in, and this is not always true until it is. I like that line now. So anyway, stay on target, stay on target. It was just a great moment. But then I have the guy that runs the karaoke at the other place, which is one of the main reasons why I kept going back. Because when I first started doing karaoke, he was my mentor in a way, because he was the karaoke guy. And like, and I don't even know that he remembers the relationship that he had with me then, because he was young too, and we were all partying. And sometimes you have major influences on people's lives, and they don't have any. That didn't happen with them. So strange how memories work that way as well. But he was very impactful in my life. I remembered him and had a lot of memories with him. I don't know if he has the same memories. We really haven't talked about it. We've had an interaction. Anyways, he's also the bus driver. So when I was taking the bus to and from work, and I was just starting my life out again here, so he's kind of witnessed me doing my thing. And what I really liked about him, because I've had a lot of interaction with him in these like moment to moment things, is he's a do-gooder. And everybody's got our own things that we got going on in our life, but he is literally in charge of his world that he's in. Like when things are going around him, he's the kind of person that is in charge. Like he's going to make sure nobody gets hurt and everybody's held accountable. And he does it in a really diplomatic way. But he's just a bus driver and a karaoke guy. But I think guys like that should be held at higher, and at least in my experience with him. I mean, maybe there's people that he's had horrible, horrible experiences with. And that's what I mean also about how seeds are planted and they go in different directions. But for me, he's had great influence on my life. I'm at 37 minutes. Man, it's because I haven't been able to stay on target. As I was walking to the other bar, blah, blah, blah. There's my blah, blah, blah. Wow. Try to be careful about words that you say to yourself, though. It's been pretty entertaining, I think. I decided to just stay near. Where am I at? This is just me telling that story. It's probably better that I did it in a flow. This is all about the dumb dog. Well, good. At least I'm not repeating myself. Oh, look at this. I wrote no. I wrote no. That was when I did my wizard thing. I should read it. That basically said everything. I think it was better the way I did it. Oh, so what I did say at the end of my story was, my dog story was, that was church for me. So the two things I wanted to tie up, I guess, is I had this great moment with this dog. When I got to the karaoke place, I was enjoying singing the karaoke. And I think I did it after Under the Bridge, but I wanted to go to this guy that does the karaoke master at this establishment, and tell him that basically I wanted to tell him the story because I'd seen him do good deeds. And sometimes telling somebody else that story, it just inspires you. That's part of why it's useful to use it and to tell people, because I gave it to him. I'm like, hey, take that. I want you to have that. That's really what I was trying to do. And I think he understood that. So then I'd already gave basically him the whole thing. And I thought I'd give it to you guys too, since you're watching these videos. Maybe it'll do good for you too. Go save a dog, and it'll lift you up, make you feel pretty good about yourself. And hearing that mom honk, that was pretty cool too. So that was my Mom's Day gift to my mom, I guess. Wow, that got me. See how I did that? I did wow. I changed it. That's transmuting, maybe? Using words to change your tears. Tears are cool too, because there's stuff in the tears. But if you hold a moment like that, it's eternal. You get to really connect. So that's going to church for me. When I have moments like that, when I get to participate, that's whenever I go to church. But I am going to church again today, because I've been doing this thing where I go to church every Sunday. So I'm going to church every Sunday. I don't know what kind of church I'm going to today yet. I'm going to go to Google Maps and I'm going to look around a little bit on Google Maps. I have a 4-hour day today. I had a really wonderful day yesterday. I've had a really wonderful 2 weeks, honestly. Been wonderful. So I'm just going to try to ride it and keep the momentum going. It is important to me. I'm not a saint. I'm wearing like this saint thing. I did live in St. Louis for a while and St. Peter's. I'm just trying to live my best life. There is no try or just do. Isn't that the Yoda thing? Or not. Just be. I like the human being. I'm not a human doing. I'm a human being. I really like that. Man, 40 minutes. I have regressed. Have you heard what regression is in psychology? As far as these videos and the long-windedness, I have regressed. This is supposed to be like a 7-minute thing. My original idea, I had 2 different ideas working at once. One was if I could come up with something that somebody could do in like 7 minutes. I could do something on a daily basis of 7 minutes. And I tried it for a while and it was going pretty well, but I struggled with the 7-minute format because I wasn't getting much feedback on the 7 minutes, and I'm really doing this for me and making myself feel gratitude. So it wasn't really how I like to talk. So I like to get all my stuff out. And when I write that much stuff, I want to do it all. So holding me to 7 minutes restricts me. I could turn that into a format and make that like a short story. So the other idea I had was, instead of doing the 7-minute thing, is to do like whatever you could do in one sitting. And they did the 25-minute, 24-minute episodes of, like different types of comedic things. And I think that's about appropriate. You can invest 20 minutes-ish. So I was trying to do a 20-minute thing there for a minute, but I don't think I had enough energy in it. I need more graphics, is what people would say, and probably a little bit more structure to it, so it's got more of a flow that you could get used to. Mine was just kind of and it's my life, and most people don't care, and the ones that do watch it that are personal to me are like, well, I don't like that because maybe I'm being whatever. Some of it is personal. I try to make it as ambiguous as possible, but it's basically impossible. So what they really became is my own personal diary, which was another one of my ideas that I had, was what if I could just show people what it's like to be a normal person living in this really chaotic world and just give my 2 cents of what I think about it. And I think I have a completely different voice than most people. So if I can just present that and not get locked up in chains, that might also prevent me from getting locked up in chains. If I can be like, listen, I'll talk about this if you want to. It's all here. This is what I really think. I really don't believe anything. I don't believe in lizard people. They may be there, may not be. I'm not putting my intent into that. I don't want to see shapeshifting things going on. I really would rather not. But if you want to, you can. I'm just not into it. I'm more into like wolves and moons and beauty and just chilling and enjoying life and looking at the stars is what I really want to get more into. And I already am into rocks. I just have been intrigued into different ways. And that's what I would say is the most gratifying. You think life gets boring, but when you start to just let life kind of go, it changes, and then you get intrigued into things that you just never thought that you would be intrigued into. Like, I am so into putting your intent and like gaining things. Whenever you rub 2 sticks together, or you can make a spark and make a fire. I talked about that the other day, about how fires are made, and I said it was through the sun, but you can also do it through friction. But that's still air and light and whatever it is, that spark between 2 things colliding. And that's like the order and chaos of life, I guess. All the Big Bang. I hope everybody has a great day out there. Do great, be grateful. Don't tie yourself to anything. Lao Tzu. Look up Lao Tzu. Laotsu in Americanism. Look up Lao Tzu and look into him. I really encourage you to do that, because the mystery of Lao Tzu is amazing. And it's something that you may have never looked at. Have a great day.